told you can't trust you. Now Puffy done killed Tupac, man.
Puffy's acceptable. Puff said he's gonna walk up on 50 Cent and punch him in the face.
Yeah, he said, I'm just gonna punch him in the face.
Notify Form Curtis, I'm not finished yet. Within hours of Diddy's victory in his RICO lawsuit, 50 Cent received this message. It didn't originate from one of his attorneys, according to insiders. Diddy himself was the source of it. You've most likely heard by now that Diddy was the largest charge that may have resulted in his death was dropped. And just hours after the verdict, screenshot of 50 revealing that he had received a threatening message from a burner account went viral. We are all aware that 50 has been on social media photos like this one, in which 50 states, there ain't no seat on that bike, right? Have been used to mock Diddy's case for years. In addition to being dirty on Instagram, 50 was calling Diddy fluffy and dragging him in interviews.
I didn't hang out with him, right? Because it's fluffy.
That being said, this is different. You see, the reason Diddy is now threatening 50 through a phony account is because of the documentary that 50 is making. Did he do that? And why is this? Despite the verdict, the documentary is still in the planning stages. Additionally, 50 made a commitment to reveal far more information than what was discussed during the trial. However, what is 50 sitting on? Is it the reason Diddy just threatened him? Well, if you paid close attention to the trial, you are aware that many dubious things occurred. Like when Maureen Comey, the man who reportedly assisted in the cover-up of the Epstein case, abruptly replaced the original prosecutor. Then there is Christina Caron, Diddy's right-hand lady. Several witnesses named her as a co-conspirator. However, the federal authorities disregarded and nobody is aware of Christina's whereabouts. Additionally, there is even more unsettling content in the mainstream media. Interred. However, 50 Cent is now vowing to reveal all of that and more. You can see that Diddy is desperate to keep it that way though, because he may be walking free. It is evident from the warning he sent 50 that he will do all it takes to keep himself safe. It's also impossible to predict what Diddy would do after he leaves. He might attack the 50's alliances and commercial dealings, or he might try something far worse. Since Capricorn Clark, one of the witnesses, has already told us that Diddy intended to remove 50.
You can tell that Diddy is trying to maintain it that way. From the warning he delivered at 50, it is clear that he will stop at nothing to protect himself. It's also hard to say what Diddy will do after he's gone. The 50's commercial deals and alliances may be attacked, or he could try something much worse. As we already know from Capricorn Clark, one of the witnesses, that Diddy planned to take out 50.
Started off this morning with Capricorn Clark. She's a former Diddy assistant, former marketing manager for Sean John.
Let's investigate that menacing message, because this topic was more than just a Stenorland discussion. After sending the message, tell Curtis I'm not done yet. The burner account has remained silent for several months. It was suddenly live again with that single phrase hours after the verdict was rendered. Here's where the darkness takes over. He was threatened before, according to sources close to 50. Indeed, 50 himself had a public reaction upon learning that Diddy intended to take him out. In a May testimony, Capricorn Clark, Diddy's former secretary, said she once accompanied Diddy to MTV for a press event and overheard him telling a security guard that he liked firearms but not people or foolishness. Diddy was also bringing up his beef with 50 Cent, who was present that day, according to Capricorn. According to Capricorn, Mr. I have a gun, Combs informed Chris Lighty. 50 Cent was the source of his trouble. What was the response of 52? This. Oh my goodness, itty bitty Diddy wants me dead, he wrote as the caption for an AI photo he tweeted of himself appearing afraid, 50 being 50. I must hide. At the playoff game tonight, I guess I'm going to hide out. Haha. But this is the thing. When this occurred in May, we were all still under the impression that Diddy would receive a life sentence. In the present, however, Diddy was able to avoid the most serious charge, RICO conspiracy, and the jury ruled him not guilty on 3 of the 5 allegations. 2 charges of transportation for prostitution of Cassie and another lady named Jane were brought against Diddy, according to NBC News. In terms of potential jail time, what does this actually mean? Is Diddy going to get away with it? Is it for this reason that he feels confident enough to threaten 50 Cent? Diddy and his group were sure that Diddy would return home the day the verdict was handed down. Diddy was refused bail, though. Diddy is too dangerous to be released, according to Judge Aaron Subramanian. According to News Nation, Diddy's penalty for the pair until the October 3rd guilty verdict is rendered. He will continue to be held in custody. The maximum sentence for the 2 charges Diddy was found guilty of, according to People magazine, is 20 years in prison, 10 years for each. Now that Diddy has been sentenced, it is very likely that his attorneys will appeal both his conviction and his punishment. It will be up to us to wait and find out how long, if at all, he really serves. Now, let's get back to 50 Cent. What's even worse, Diddy hasn't been sentenced yet, but already he's vowing retaliation. For example, he is aware that he is free. But hold on, why is Diddy's list of targets for retaliation at number 50? Sure, ever since Cassie dropped her lawsuit about 2 years ago. 50 has been constantly making fun of Diddy and taunting him. Well, you see, 50 was doing that before the whole thing went haywire. The conflict between 50 and Diddy dates back to the early 2000s. 50 was also the first to openly doubt Diddy's sexual orientation. It goes back a long way. It wasn't just 50 who harassed Diddy online. He revealed the potential cause of the entire dispute. This was 50 Cent's explanation on The Breakfast Club 8 years ago about why he began making fun of Diddy.
Even worse, Diddy has not yet received a sentence. However, he is already promising revenge. For instance, he knows he is free. Wait a minute though, why is number 50 on Diddy's list of targets for retaliation? Yes, 50 has been teasing and humiliating Diddy ever since Cassie's case was dropped. As well. It's a long-standing tradition. Online harassment of Diddy wasn't limited to 50. The source of the whole argument was disclosed by him. This is how 50 Cent explained why he started making fun of Diddy on the...
It's because of these jokes that Diddy wanted to do something to 50. This time, the stakes are bigger, but he could have done it years before. Additionally, it all connects to Did He Do It? 50 Cent's upcoming documentary. For what reason? Due to the recent revelation that 50 is shifting course with his doctor, and he now wishes to learn more about the individuals behind Diddy. My documentary series will be a complex narrative spanning decades, not just the headlines or clips seen so far. 50 told Variety. Presently, Diddy Do the original intent was to expose Diddy's outrageous conduct, particularly his freak-off parties. With other celebrities? But now that Diddy has defeated as a result of the RICO charge, the project is becoming riskier and darker. Recently, footage purportedly from the 50 documentary surfaced, depicting what appears to be an eyes-wide-shut party at Diddy's mansion. The entire 9 masks, deer, antlers, ritual vibes.
He had the it's to 50 Cent's next documentary. Did he do it? For what purpose? Given the recent disclosure that 50 is changing its direction with his doctor, and he now wants to know more about the people that helped create Diddy. My documentary series will be a complex narrative spanning decades, not just the headlines or clips seen so far, 50 stated in Variety. These days, Diddy Do Diddy's extreme behavior, especially his freak-off parties with other celebs, was initially...
The documentary about the 1950s is set to reveal a far darker side of this narrative that most people are unaware of, if the footage is authentic. However, things go even darker. Production-related sources claim that 50 made the decision to thoroughly examine the portions of the narrative that were overlooked during the trial, and he wants to deal with the issue at hand. In other words, the allegations are that Diddy was employed as a government asset and that the trial was contrived as a diversion. Do you recall the time Kanye referred to Diddy as a Fed? seems to have discovered something that would support this theory.
P. Diddy be wanting the party, and you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is.
If the tape is genuine, the 1950s documentary will...
However, what specific steps will he take to demonstrate that Diddy may have been a federal asset? First of all, he wants a segment of his documentary series to focus on Christina Korum, Diddy's enigmatic acquaintance and purported madam who was purportedly what Gallon Jeffrey Epstein said Maxwell was. Christina Korum, Diddy's right-hand lady for years, was said by the mainstream media to be the key to the prosecution when Diddy was arrested last year.
You remember it? Appears to have found something that might lend credence to this theory.
Daddy, whoever, none of these, all you fake hard niggas. Wait, hold on. Okay. All you fake hard, you know what I'm saying? I don't get because you can't shoot nobody anyway, and the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be able to do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my coat.
On the other hand, how will he prove that Diddy might have been a government asset? Initially, he desires a portion of his documentary series to concentrate on Christina Korum, Diddy's mysterious friend and...
But when the trial finally arrived, Christina's name was seldom mentioned. Now, Cassie did bring up Christina in her testimony, saying that she was being watched by Christina on Diddy's behalf. According to Cassie's testimony, she spoke with Christina nearly daily about scheduling, Diddy's feelings, and how to deal with him that day. I discussed several things with KK. Cassie claimed to be well-versed in my private affairs. Another victim, Jane, also displayed a text message she got from Christina encouraging her to smuggle illicit drugs onto a commercial airline, saying, "It's okay, something I always do." How come Christina wasn't summoned as a witness? Then CNN reports that Diddy's prosecutors first called Christina one of Diddy's fellow conspirators. Then they stopped talking about her altogether, which is quite suspicious since if she was Diddy's co-conspirator, summoning her to testify would have confirmed the racketeering element. Nothing about it makes sense. And that's precisely why 50 Cent wishes to bring Christina to light. Fans have even begun to speculate that the prosecution blew because of Christina. It's the case. There are even those who claim that the trial was a cover-up to protect larger targets. People believe the Diddy story is done, but it isn't. One ex-user stated, "The state was heavily involved in the cover-up. There will be additional details." If a particular commie was involved, you could wonder why Christina Korum KK was not called to testify. This is not the only thing. And what part does this commie person play in all of this? This user is alluding to the case's lead prosecutor, Maureen Kami, who joined the prosecution team 2 weeks after Diddy's arrest on November 25, 2024, following Damon Williams' resignation announcement. And that all happened at a very suspicious time. Damon Williams had Diddy under his supervision from the beginning. What then caused him to withdraw right before Diddy's trial? In reference to the Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell trial, Moran is the same as the commie name. There are currently accusations that some members of the U.S. government may have purposefully ignored Diddy's blackmail scheme or perhaps helped it along because Diddy's blackmail database purports to contain information and video of prominent public figures, media moguls, and business executives. During the raids, the federal authorities allegedly seized numerous videos from Diddy's residences. Despite this, they have yet to disclose the identity of the individuals on those recordings. If this turns out to be accurate, the whole situation is far larger than Diddy. It's becoming clear that Diddy, like Jeffrey Epstein, was merely a go-between. Now, there is speculation that operating a clandestine operation on behalf of a far more powerful organization, Diddy was a protected intelligence asset. Indeed, Brett Tolman, a former U.S. attorney, has claimed that Diddy and Epstein operated much the same extortion schemes.
in charge of Diddy, right from the start. So what made him pull out just before Diddy's trial? In relation to the prosecution of Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, the commie name is the same as Moran. Currently, there are allegations that some US government officials may have deliberately disregarded Diddy's blackmail scheme or perhaps assisted it, as Diddy's blackmail database allegedly includes footage and information about well-known public figures, media moguls, and corporate leaders. According to reports, the federal officials confiscated a large number of tapes from Diddy's homes during the raids. They still haven't revealed who was on those tapes, however. Should this prove to be true, the issue is much more significant. Then Diddy was only a go-between, just like Jeffrey Epstein. And this is becoming evident. It is now rumored that Diddy was an intelligence asset under protection, running a covert operation.
It is therefore no surprise that 50 Cent is receiving threats if he is truly researching all of this for his documentary, as it goes much beyond Diddy's. Additionally, 50 recently made it apparent that he has no intention of backing down, even if fans are already cautioning him to exercise caution. His Instagram was inundated with comments from his fans stating that Diddy will get the F off my live page talking about 50 clapped back, calling Diddy a gay Teflon Don. I'm supposed to be afraid of him. 50 claims he is no longer afraid. The individuals he is exposing, however, are not merely dishonest. The game is theirs, and they remember it.